Hello there, and welcome back to another video, and today I will be speed building and reviewing LEGO set number 75954, Hogwarts Great Hall from LEGO Harry Potter. Now this set has 878 pieces, and that comes with a whopping 10 minifigures, and the eagle-eyed viewers among you may have noticed that it is already built. Funny story about that. I actually deleted the footage before I built it, and I'm not going to disassemble it and build it again, so you'll just have to live with this instead. Anyway, today I'm going to build this and wrap it up into a very quick speed build. So, here is the completed build. Build time today was about 2 3/4 hours, but of course I was working without the benefit of numbered bags. So anyway, let's just jump straight into it. So of course we get a minifigure of Harry Potter in his school uniform. He's wearing these plain black short legs, and his torso shows a Gryffindor jumper with a Gryffindor tie there. With the nice stripes down at the bottom. Of course he's got one of these wands, some nice creases and a continuation of the lines around the back. It's just a generic first and second year Harry face here, with the nice cutout for the scar in the hair and a scared expression in the back. And speaking of his hair, he does have that nice shaggy haircut. But that's a really nice minifigure. Next up we have Ronald Weasley, whose legs and torso are identical to Harry's. His wand is a slightly lighter colour. Again, just a generic first and second year face and haircut there, with the nice scared expression around the back, the nice longish hair for Ron there. But yeah, another nice minifigure. Next we have Hermione Granger, who again has identical legs and torso to Harry and Ron. Her wand is slightly lighter again. Again, a generic first and second year face for her there, with a scared expression around the back, and this nice bushy haircut that they have, which makes for another really nice minifigure. Next up we have Draco Malfoy. His legs are again identical to the other three, and his torso is almost identical, only it has Slytherin colours instead. He has the same one for Harry, and that nice snarling expression, as well as a nice angry expression on the back, and a hairpiece that I think really suits Tom Felton's portrayal of Draco. Next up we have Susan Bones, whose legs and torso are identical to the other four, only this time with Hufflepuff colours. And her face has that nice cute smiling expression, and a more sad expression around on the back. And I like this nice long straight ginger hair as well. Next up we have Albus Dumbledore, and this is a really great minifigure. I'll start up at his head this time. He has this nice long grey hair, an alternate expression as well, with a more sad expression. There's a look at the front face without the beard, and there's a look at the alternate face with the beard. You can see that they're both really nice, and if I take these off you can see that they actually printed underneath the beard, which is really nice. There's some really nice crisp printing on there, some metallic printing as well, showing all the different robes with the different patterns, and there's a belt as well, and the hood around the back. It's just a really great minifigure. Next up we have Professor McGonagall. Down at the bottom you can see a continuation of the robe print from her torso, which is really nice. You can see there's lots of detail that's gone into this as well. The print is of course continued on the back. If you look under the hat there you can see that there is a mouth, and of course she has the expression on the front, which is a nice smiling expression, a more sad / angry expression on the back. It's just a bit of a shame that they couldn't fully hide it under the witch's hat. Next up we have Professor Quirrell. He just has these plain black legs, and there's not as much detail that's gone into the torso, but you can see it is an original print, because there is the continuation of the turban there, and you can see the tie underneath, just a few creases around the back. His face is, it's a nice print, it represents the character well. And this turban is a really nice mould, but of course he does have an alternate expression. His is the only one who has an alternate expression in the film as well, and that is of course Voldemort. So that makes for a really fun minifigure. Next up we have Nearly Headless Nick. This is a really nice minifigure. You can see it's all printed in grey and white, which is nice. Printing on the legs there with the metallic bits as well, which continues nicely into the torso. A lot of detail there with all the different straps. Some detail on the back that's not just creasing, which is always nice to see, with some more patterns around there. And the face is really nice with a nice smiling expression, and then also a sad expression around the back, and a haircut that really suits him. And finally we have Hagrid. He is based on these child legs, and his torso is of course a unique mould. You can see that there's pockets moulded in there and lots of printing. Unfortunately no printing around the back, but that's okay. He of course has his pink umbrella, which conceals his wand, and a nice facial expression that you can't really see under the beard, so I'll take that off. And you can see that he doesn't look like Hagrid without it. Unfortunately though, there's no alternate expression, but I think this is still a really nice minifigure. We also get these two pets. We get Hedwig the Snowy Owl, with some nice feather printing on there and feather moulding on the back, and Scabbers the Middle-Aged Man. Just the printing for the eyes on this one, but it's still a nice enough piece. We also get the Basilisk, which is nice, although there is no Chamber of Secrets in the set. But you can see there's lots of ball joints along here, so you can move it around, which is really nice. I just pulled the head off. The head is really nice. It has a movable bottom jaw and top jaw, which is very nice. You can see the eye there and the two fangs. But apart from that, there's not really much going on with this. Of course, they haven't got the colours right, but that's because they wanted to include all of the ball joints. And then we also have this build for a boat to take students up to the school. There's not really much going on with this. There's just a small lamp on it, put on a standard boat piece. but it's still a nice inclusion. But of course the main inclusion is the Great Hall itself. If you start around here, you can see that there are a lot of windows along the front, and that did lead to some quite repetitive building, but it also leads to a nice look. There's also this nice angled roof with all these pieces on top to give it some texture, and then you can also see that there are these big doors to lead into the castle. As well as that, you can see that there is of course the Great Tower, which is missing Dumbledore's office at the top, but the way they constructed the top of the cone is a really nice thing to see. There is also this nice docking port for boats to dock up to. Of course, the main hall section of the Great Hall is taken up by the Great Hall. You can see that there are these nice broomsticks here for characters to pick up and fly around on, as well as the 4 house tables for the students to sit at. There's also this nice fireplace in the background and the teacher's desk at the head of the hall with the house cup behind them. And that's really nice to see. As well as that, there are these house banners at the top denoting which house has won the house cup. But as you can see, there are only Ravenclaw and Gryffindor banners, or that's what you'd think at first glance, because you can actually flip these banners around to reveal Slytherin and Hufflepuff. But of course, this does mean you can't have both banners displaying one house, which means every year 2 houses will have to share the victory. In the base of the Great Tower, you can see that there is this big wall, a broom, and 2 technic holes, which I will get back to later. But first of all, this wall hides a special secret, because you can actually turn it round to reveal a magical staircase, behind which is a yellow frog, and that's a nice but random inclusion. And of course the characters can move up the staircase to get to the next level, which is a potion brewing area. You can see there's this nice big cauldron here, with a few gem pieces, as well as a small cauldron that looks like it has an exploding potion in it, and some vials and a goblet on a table. Moving up another level, you can see that there is a spider and the sorting hat, which means you can sort the students into the different houses. There's also this nice chest. Inside the chest, you can see that there are these gems of different colours. You can see that there's a yellow, green, blue, red and clear gem, which is harder to see. But these are a nice inclusion, although of course they were not in the films. Moving up one final level, you can find the Mirror of Erised, which is nice and easily removable, as well as Fawkes the Phoenix, who I will talk about in just a second. There's not much more going on up here. You can just see the inside of the tower and how it was held together. So this build for Fawkes is actually very nice considering the size it is. It's, as you can see, it's made of very few pieces, but it does have a nice shape for a phoenix. So that's really good. You can see it's got the talons there and the wings and the beak. So yeah, surprising amount of detail for such a small build. And then we also have the Mirror of Erised, which is just amazing. Although that being said, it does use a lot of stickers. Just here there are 6 stickers, plus there's 1 there, and a further 2 on this alternate mirror, so quite a lot of stickers for such a small build. But I think it captures the Mirror of Erised really well with the different colours in the mirror. Of course we have Harry with his parents here, and you can actually swap that out for Dumbledore holding a pair of knitted socks. Ron Weasley as the Quidditch captain and winning the Quidditch Cup, and Quirrell holding the Philosopher's Stone. So I think it's really great that you can like swap them out, and I just absolutely love that. So as you can see in the Great Tower section of the build and also in the Great Hall section of the build, there are Technic holes in which you can insert Technic pins, and these are actually so you can connect the Hogwarts sets together. Of course, at the time there were only 2 released, this and the Whomping Willow, so I will connect those together now. So as you can see, these 2 sets do combine really well. It gives a really nice overall look. The connection is pretty much seamless, and it just gives it a really nice appearance. To connect the 2, you simply use 2 Technic pins and then push them together, like so. However, connecting them like this does mean that you can't extend the spiral staircase fully because there is a lamp in the way. Of course, if you remove that lamp, the staircase can go round fully, but that does involve taking one of the builds apart. All in all, I think this is a great set. The minifigures are really nice. The 5 children do get a bit repetitive, but that's understandable, they're in school uniform. I especially love the inclusion of Nearly Headless Nick, because that was someone I didn't expect them to make a minifigure of course, because before they made this set. Again, as well, the Basilisk is a bit of a weird inclusion since there's no Chamber of Secrets, but it's still a nice one. It's got a nice boat for you to row the first years in. The actual Great Hall is a really nice build, and it's got a great interior as well, and I love the details like the mirror of Erised and Fawkes the Phoenix as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.